Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. We're jumping into another Chaos draft. I'm drafting with some viewers here and excited about what we might put together. Chat, say hello to YouTube. If you'd like to watch the drafts live or participate in Chaos drafts, you could do so at www.twitch.tv/Semulin. So this lets you get basic lands, and if I remember correctly, turns into something similar to a Maze of Ith. I presume that Chaos Draft is slow enough that we could use this. It's not really competing with a lot. It's kind of competing with a Vanquish the Week. Like, this is not a wonderful pack to open up, but I think we could get some value out of this. Yeah, Tuesday was a little bit rough for me too, man. 1/3 flyers are always fine. Wiretap Weaver's fine. The Looter's fine. I don't think I'd want to build favorable wins. But I know this can go in any deck, and if I end up with something slow and grindy, I can just use this to like get a bunch of lands. And then turn it into a Maze of Ith, which is pretty cool. So I think we'll go with that for our first pick. It's unlikely I'm going to be doing something super aggressive in Chaos Draft anyway, but it can happen. Dance of the Manse is an interesting one. If we want to go super slow and grindy, Revenge of the Ravens is a decent way to do that. Oh, that's interesting. We've also got a Griffin. We've got a Broom, which is open. There's a possibility I could try to do something with, like, assume I'm wheeling Dance of the Manse, because I don't think anybody would take it. But I feel like Revenge of the Ravens is just where I want to be. Now, it was very good in its own format. I imagine it's going to be worse in Chaos Draft, because the likelihood of getting multiples is decreased significantly. And I might, like, if I'm playing against a small weenie deck, it's going to be great. If I'm playing against an like a big creature deck, it's going to be a lot harder to get value off of that. But I think we still take the Revenge here. We don't have to play it. It could be. It depends on what we're up against. Well, part of it, nobody, would be I'd need a lot of self-mill, a lot of artifacts, a lot of enchantments. And even if we were planning on building around Dance, I think we would have to assume that it's going to wheel. All right, this returns a permanent. This is a pretty decent flyer. Tamio's Epiphany is a lot of cards. So it's, do we want a really good flyer or do we want a lot of cards? I mean, Scry 4 draw 2 means you're going to hit what you're looking for here. But I feel like this is not that much better than a Divination, and this is a really good way to close out a game. Like, it's a 3/2 flyer for 4. I'm already happy with that. And if you want to bounce something, you can. So I think that's a pretty easy Rescuer Sphinx. Maybe be blue-black skies. And we have some ability to splash. But I think right now the Rescuer Sphinx is probably a stronger card than the Revenge. Not likely to surveil much, but Watcher in the Mist is pretty absurd. I'm a little surprised to see it here this late. Yeah, this is just easy. We're going to take big blue flyers, and then whatever else opens up, we'll play. I could even splash the Revenge if I wanted to. There's some lockets here, which are nice. Disinformation Campaign's an example of a card that people would go all in on in its original format, but you just can't in Chaos Draft. But 2 good blue flyers is a solid base. This one's even got a lot of value stapled onto it. All right, we've got a Metropolis Sprite, Bone Splinters, Duress, Vampire, like playable cards. But this eagle is saying, yo, dog, what if you weren't playing Revenge of the Ravens and you were instead blue-white skies? Like, this is everything I want favorable winds to be, except good on its own. So I think we're going to consider the blue-white skies plan. It's a classic archetype. We could be Esper Skies. Yeah, we called that demurrer back when you were drafting Ravnica with bots, and that got pretty miserable. I'm glad we got rid of the bots on Arena these days. I think drafting is a lot more fun when you can try to read the table, metagame the table. Well, again, we're just getting past decent flyers. Like I feel like these are cards I could play, but certainly don't have to. Yeah, I'm just going to continue taking blue-white flyers and see where this goes. We've got 4 flyers and have barely started the draft. There's a lot of Ixalan packs in Chaos Draft where I think you'd be correct to first pick an Eagle. So seeing one this late, I think we're actively happy about. No, you couldn't read the bots. Um, Everyone could read the bots, and that was the issue. All right, Crush Descent, probably not the droid I'm looking for. Battlefield Promotion was an okay combat trick. Whatley would be kind of actively bad for us here. This is a tough one because if we did want to try to go full Esper Skies, we could play the Shriek Diver, but I've already got double blue, double white, and I think we have a plan here. And I don't think these cards are part of it. The Dreadhorde Twins were actively pretty good. This is called the Cavalry. But I think I'm most likely to play Battlefield Promotion out of this. I don't think I'm particularly excited about it, but I can. Witness I don't particularly like. Mesmerist I don't particularly like. Mausoleum Secrets I don't particularly like. The Centaur Peacemaker was quite good. I think out of this pack I just wanted to mirror Guildgate though and see where we go. Because I might want to splash that Revenge. Yeah, that was the issue. Is reading the bots was just memorizing what the bots value. Reading a table is reacting to what the table's doing. Gosh, we spun a 1/3 flyer. So far, all of our creatures have flying. I was thinking maybe we spun the Seeker. That's pretty great. It does let us splash better, but I don't know why we'd want to splash now. Monitor would actually be a pretty decent early blocker for us. I don't think I want a Bartered Cow or a Broom or a Hinge Walker. I doubt the Whatley Wheels, but like it's something we could consider playing now if it did. It would turn the Monitor into the Monitor, the Legion, the Marcher. It would turn a lot of our cards into more damage. But I think we're probably playing a Wall of Runes here and not unhappy about it. So we're kind of getting the pieces we need for this. I think Battlefield Promotion's likely in. I think the Inspiring Unicorn probably isn't. It's not really the effect I'm looking for. There's a possibility we want to splash green though, so I'll take the Locket. The Unicorn's more for like ground beaters. A classic stratagem. I don't need any of this, so I'm just going to take the black card as we might play some black cards. Again, I'd rather signal green. Take some green cards. All right, so we've got card draw bounce, counterspell. This was pretty good and like solid value. You get a bounce spell, and then if we were splashing, and frankly, even if we're not, you can cast it out of your graveyard to have a free mind rot. Like, I'm not opposed to that. I'm also pretty interested in something like Trial of Knowledge. An Unquenchable Thirst would essentially be an Assassinate in our deck, which is not bad. That said, I think I like the Consign, and I think we're starting to look at something like this. That I don't think I'm splashing the Revenge, but I think having the off chance to play this might be good. The compass may or may not be in currently. But 2 mana bounce spell very late in the game have the potential to get a free mind rot. Seems all right to me. We sure have. Aviation Pioneer would be good. Psychic Corrosion is an interesting one that we could have considered building around had this started sooner. I think we'd be interested in a Dwarven Priest as well. But I think the Pioneer like could combine to double block something and is giving us another flyer, which is kind of the point. The Draconic Disciple was pretty good too. I'm passing a lot of card draw, and I really need to pick some up at some point. It's like that's one of the draws into blue. I don't have a lot of ways to remove creatures, but I figure the Monitor, the Wall of Runes, maybe we get a Wall of Mist eventually too, can kind of cover for that. It does work with the Sphinx. It's an ETB we could get back. So is the Wall of Runes, to be fair. Like, we've got some kind of mini combos going there that I dig. Hawkrop Elite looks pretty much like what we're looking for. It's a 4-drop flyer that pumps other flyers. In this case, because that's all we're playing. Good red removal, another Consign to Oblivion is something I'd probably play. But I can't get off of this flyer deck because it's looking pretty dang good to me. Short of somebody having a rare we just can't deal with, Evasion will win you games in Chaos Draft. We're going to end up with some ground creatures, and I'm not opposed to playing them. It's another bounce spell. There's a 1/3 blocker. This pack kind of sucks. We could play the Snubhorn Sentry too, I suppose. I don't really want 2 bounce spells. Like, Expel from Maraska is better than a bounce spell if you've got the City's Blessing. I wonder if we just want the Gleaming Barrier here. I might. It gives me a blocker. Once they force their way through it, it's another way that we could get the free Mind Rot. I think this is actually the card I'm interested in, because I don't need my 2-drops to hit people. I need them to just block crap. And Gleaming Barrier is pretty good at that. Watcher of the Skies, you say? Don't mind if I do. A 2-drop flyer that makes your other flyers cheaper and grows when you play them? Sure, we could I guess we could play that. This deck doesn't need that Thaumaturgic Compass currently. Although I suppose right now that's the only card draw I have. Because like what we're missing is 2 pacifisms and 2 divinations. So I really need to prioritize those going forward. I've already got enough of an Air Force to win a game. All right, so Glorifier is not great. Moment of Triumph is not great. Silver Gilladept would kind of be 5 mana 2/1. Draw a card. I'm not thrilled about any of these picks. God, Teferi's Protege or some sort of looter would go a long way with this too. I just kind of don't want any of these cards. I suppose there's some Merfolk flyers that we might pick up, so there's a possibility I play a Silver Gill Adept, but I kind of doubt it. Excavator is mostly just a 1/3. Unicorn's a decent 2-drop if we're looking to block crap. This returns an artifact from the graveyard to the hand, and it would get pumped by 1 when we play the Compass. This can make something a decent blocker, but I think I just want the Unicorn here. It's a solid early blocker. Long live chaos. We are also doing our YouTube draft for the day, so if you want to spam random emotes for them to see, it's certainly welcome. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, huh? Unless this constellation card is really good. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield, you may have it become a copy of another target creature, except it has this ability. So that's not really going to do anything for us. This may just be the removal spell we were looking for. So I think I want a pacifism and a divination if we can find it. We could play a mummy, we could play a camel. Inner Scrapper is really good. I'm not quite sure why it's still here. But it's not for us. I suppose worst case scenario, we play a 3-2 on the ground just to trade with stuff. But I like where we're going so far. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, is like, this is what we would have an issue with, so I don't mind main decking the Surge. Dwarven Priest, I think we play. It's a solid blocker, and the life gain from it, I think, would be significant. I don't really have enough instants that I want to main deck a cancel. But I think this is giving us a solid blocker, and gaining, 2 to 5 life is going to be pretty significant. I don't think we want any of this. I'm more likely to want a random 2-3 against some decks, but I don't think we're really going to want that very often. That's a lot of red cards. You know what? Y'all go ahead. It's a little late for me to be sending signals, so we'll just pay off the people who have stayed out of our colors. I wouldn't say I'm scared to play against any of those cards. I wouldn't mind a Azorius duel either. Again, enjoy your red cards. I could kind of play a dub if we need to. All right, so we are really looking for card draw, a dual land, and a pacifism. That Pinger Wand actually seems pretty good. So does the Griffin Protector, so does the Tranquil Cove, so does the Winged Words. I kind of need all of this, is my issue. I've been saying I need card draw the whole time. I need to take this first. Like, I've been saying over and over and over that we need a divination, and we do. And here's one that's cheaper when you're playing flyers, which we are. I don't think I'm spinning the Cove, but it'd be cool if we did. It'd be super cool if we did. Shifet Dunes is okay. Shimmer still scaled Drake is just really wonderful though. I don't think this deck would want an aerial guide. It could get behind a Dauntless Aven too, but a 3/4 flyer for 5 is wonderful, and it having cycling is even more wonderful. Because if I have it early and I need to find lands, we can go find the lands. These are pretty good blockers too. I could get behind a Shifet Dunes for sure. But I think this is just exactly the droid we're looking for. This is shaped up perfectly. We're just a couple playables short, and I feel like we're going to find them. I don't really like playing combat tricks in blue-white skies because kind of the point is you're not really getting in combat that much. So I'd like to replace the battlefield promotion if I can. Let's see, Silverwing Chimera. At the beginning of your upkeep, return up to one other target enchantment you control to its owner's hand. We're not really playing any other enchantments, so that's just a 3/2. That's a Snapping Drake, which is fine. I'm wondering how interested we are for this. Because this is just another early card we can play. I feel like Birth might be quite good in this deck. I feel like we'd play the Silverwing Chimera too, but I don't think I need it. Let's try Birth of Meletus. That might be my jam. I've looked at that card before and wondered what kind of deck wants it, and now I'm like, oh, I get it, this kind of deck. I don't think we actually need anything here, so I'm going to take a Disenchant for the size board. The Rogue is interesting if we're going to play the Dimir Guildgate, because I could kind of just play that as an extra splash land, but I don't think I actually want to do that. I think I would like access to a Disenchant. It's a little disappointing that that was mostly blank pack for us, but I think we're fine on playables. Like, if I need to main deck a Camel, an Adept, and a Dub, I can do that. And as open as this was in the first pack, I think we're still getting what we need here. I'm really glad we picked up that Winged Words, because we haven't really seen any more card draw. Sailor of Memes is a pretty good blocker for us. I don't hate the Encampment Keeper either. Well, see, that's the thing. If my whole deck has Unblockable, which it kind of does, then the Stalker really doesn't fit in here. 5 mana to make a 2/3 unblockable when I could just play a 2/3 that's unblockable. I think I'm kind of out. But Sailor of Memes is another treasure token for us to get the backside of Oblivion and or ramp us, and then just a solid blocker. I think we're very interested in a Sailor of Memes. Normally, I'd value the Rogue quite highly, but I don't think this deck is looking for additional evasion. I think it's looking for big booty blockers. And I think we've got one more pack to see a blue-white duel, and I don't realistically think that we're going to. Revenge seems good in this deck. Revenge of the Ravens. I I mean, possibly, if we need it. What does this do? Returns an instant or sorcery from your graveyard to the top. So I could maybe get a bounce spell. Removal's just weak. I don't think I need a second corridor monitor. Yeah, I think Revenge is looking reasonable. The problem is I don't think the mana's looking reasonable. There's a possibility I play that. I don't think I will. If I could find one duel, we'd talk. This Rig Hauler is certainly playable here, because I'm not going to have a problem triggering... I shouldn't have a problem triggering Raid. These two are also quite good, but not for us. Yeah, we have one duel. And our mana base is already looking to hit double blue and double white consistently. Now, the other side is I could play a Swamp and the Thaumaturgic Compass. Because at this point, I really don't want to play that Battlefield promotion, which is just another reason to not play the Mystic Sanctuary. So we'll leave this in here for now. Oh, wow. This is kind of everything I want. We've got a Hexproof Flyer, and we've got a big booty flyer. I think I like the defensive 5-drop. Like, it's not going to have Vigilance, but it kind of doesn't matter. I want something that I can play that can block really well. And this can do that. So yeah, if this is the deck, we're good. If that Azorius land wheels, we will do a celebratory dance, and it will be this. Oh, satisfying. Master Splicer's better than this, but doesn't matter. That's what we needed. That is exactly the droid we were looking for. Don't really need any of this. We can take this in case we need to sideboard it in. The Zealot of the God Pharaoh is pretty good too, but not for us. I think this is going to be the deck. I suppose there's a possibility we side that in. I kind of doubt it though. Boop. Boop. Yeah, red was very open in this draft, but I also think, like, somewhat obviously that Blue White Skies was very open this draft. Like, we were getting good flyer picks very late. And I think I can splash the Revenge now. I've got 2 treasure tokens, a duel, and I think we're playing the Compass, so I could play 1 swamp. That last duel really helped put it together. All right, so I think we got the deck here. I'm going to pause it for YouTube, and YouTube, you can rejoin us when we start round 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. We are back for round 1. I can work with this. I can work with this. Having the duel is a nice start. An even nicer start, it turns out. Where were you last turn? That card was pretty bad in its own format. I don't anticipate it being much better here. I think I'm going to default to using all of my mana. With another land, I could play Pioneer and Skyblade next turn. This bounces anything, so I could bounce that if I want to. A little awkward here. And that my blocker doesn't really do much. So I think I'm going to let him get to the attack phase so I gain the life and then bounce this. Yeah, this is the matchup that we're probably going to have the most trouble with. And this is making that Ronus' Monument look real good. Because I don't think I have any blocks there, and that's a lot of damage. That is not a great time to buy the Compass. It's a really bad time to buy the Compass. This gives me a chump blocker and another point of damage in the air, but I think we need to hit a land drop to be in contention here. Double strike and trample is a little bit terrifying. The whole team's about to have trample too with this. So monument out of context all of a sudden is pretty good. Like, that's 10 damage. This whole team has trample. I think we're probably just dead. Maybe not, though, with them at 6. I might still be able to compete if I can get them low enough that they can't attack me. I mean, they're always going to have the ping there, so they're basically at 8, which is a little bit scary. Not everything's going to have trample next turn, but this is me taking 14. That's ever so slightly terrifying because I'm going to 4. I'm not sure what my draw is supposed to be to protect me here. But I guess we'll find out. The 4 life gain off of that may have kept them in this. So I can put them to 5, which means they can't really swing team. And I think without a creature off the top, we'll be in okay shape. I'm wondering if that means I just accept that getting their last card is the best I can do, but I don't actually think so. Yeah, the Rig Hauler, if we don't already win, would be a pretty good one to hit here. All right, it's 7. This is an easy block. This soaks up all the damage on that, and we win. Sort of a combat trick here. So I think I like this. Oh shoot, I forgot about that guy. I didn't even see that it was attacking. Oops. Did I have a block? Huh. I didn't see that that was attacking me. I thought I had fully recovered from 24-hour streaming. It would appear that I did not. I don't know how I missed that. I was just like, oh, we win, cool. I don't think I had that either way. But it's an embarrassing one to miss. That was not a great draw from us, and that we really needed some of our early blockers, and the monument really, really got us there. That was unfortunate. I thought I had that, and I didn't. Go figure. I think we were, too. It would have been nice to have known that, right? Rather than just absolutely missing it. Yeah, Deadeye Rig Hauler was not great unless your deck was very evasive, which our deck is. Right, this is a little terrifying, but their start can't always be that good, right? I don't want to disenchant for the monument. As far as we know, it's the only target in the deck. And if they don't draw it, then it may not be the right call for us. I think here I need to be a grown-up and cycle this, because we need to hit another land, and provided we do, we can start playing Magic. If we whiff, we're kind of done. Yeah, we may just be dead to not hitting the land drops here. Okay, that's a start. That one pumps twice, so that's just time walking them. This one's a better one to block. If we can string some lands together here, we might be in for something. And I could certainly string some lands together because I can definitely hit one here. I guess the idea of playing this turn into a natural top-decked land is a little more exciting. Because then I could get the Pterodon down and we're probably fine. If we whiff here, I'll just trade this off next turn. If we don't, though, it could be relatively nice. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't have a great way to deal with that other than bouncing it here, which I think is pretty clearly what we're going to do. Or 4 flyer, huh? In red. That seems pretty fair. And that's a 5/5 flyer. I can see Netcaster Spider being good against me. Alright, so if I hit one more land, I get a Thaumaturgic, I get a Maze of Ith. Do I just have them dead if I swing with the flyers? They would eat this. No, presumably they'd eat, yeah, they'd have to eat this, take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. I could even pump it to the point that it's even more difficult to eat. But I don't think I would do that. It's like this is again 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, they've got the Netcaster Spider. That's not quite what I want. Okay, it's not lethal. That's okay. I can get him next turn with the Compass into Maze of It, or the Compass into Revenge of the Ravens. Yeah, that reach blocker almost got me. But I don't think they're going to kill me this turn. And I think I can get close enough that they won't realistically be able to attack through the Maze of Ith. I can't use this. Oh, you're right. I can't use this on my creatures. Man, I'm reading a lot of cards wrong today. This will finish it off next turn, though. And this doesn't at least need mana to use. Okay. They're not going to kill me here. We swing team next turn. And they're either dead or functionally dead because they won't be able to attack me. I may have. I didn't bother doing the math. Sorry, YouTube. My brain is apparently still not quite recovered. But that's okay. For the YouTube audience, I sent an email out to one of the larger content sites for Magic, and am really crossing my fingers that they're interested in having me on the team. I'm a little nervous about that still. All right, so we are indeed pretty happy to have Triumphant Surge. There doesn't appear to be any other artifacts we care about besides the monument. Sorry to hear that, Raptors. That sucks. Yeah, we're doing a Chaos Draft, Andy. I'm very sorry to hear that. They've got surprisingly good blockers with the Spider. Like, that's a Borderland Minotaur as far as I'm concerned. A lot of good top end. Like, that 5/5 is going to be tough for us to get through. I think we're going to need a decent start. I'm wondering if I need something like Dub to surprise through some damage. But I think we're actually pretty close to what I want. No, it's definitely not a joke. Yeah, they really can't interact with the dub, which is kind of why I'm interested in it here. I'm just not exactly sure what we cut out. The Rig Hauler kind of saved our bacon there. The Pterodon may not actually be what I want now that I think about it, because it doesn't block nearly anything in their deck. This is not a lovely start, but it'll do. Some people don't seem to be able to understand the difference between I had a mild case and someone else didn't. Your experience may vary. This barrier isn't doing much for me, and I'm a little nervous about what they're going to ramp out with this, but I'm not sure that there's many options currently for that. Yeah, that's, of course, the concern. We can still get the Air Force going, though, and ramping straight into a Watcher may be enough to get us some value. Don't need the island. Do I need the top crop? So what's next turn? Next turn is probably Dwarven Priest, and then we could get a double spell with the top crop and the land. Yeah, so maybe I actually do want the land. I could potentially do Aviation Pioneer and Consign next turn, which I don't hate. Because that would let me chump block this, get something else in play for that. Because that's all of a sudden going to be difficult for me to get rid of. Well, now it's kind of forced my hand because I need the top crop to be able to attack into it next turn. God, that still doesn't even work. I have a really hard time forcing through damage. I guess this still has a reasonable attack, but they're going to trade. Okay, they're going to trade. I got to clear the way. If they don't, that all of a sudden makes bouncing at end of turn somewhat interesting to me. Because that would be another 6 damage being forced through. Although that's a bit more of a problem. That's going to have to get bounced because I can't let that attack. And I can't double spell this turn. This is super awkward. I can hit their last 2 cards, but it's not going to matter against a 6/6 that draws them cards. I think I've got 1 turn to top deck the removal spell for that. Oh, they didn't play it. Okay. I can actually kind of compete against this board. Not super well, but kinda. Like, I think overall those were decent hits for us. I've got blocks for most of their board. Like, we're going to be top decking, but that's probably better. This is, yeah, this is the Wheel of Fortune Dragon. They can, again, gobble through this, but they ain't got much left. And I'm like a removal spell away from the dragon not being a problem. That thing's a problem over given the fullness of time. I don't think a 3/4 does anything. I need a removal spell for the dragon or this. God, it sucks to have to cycle this, because another 3/4 would be really nice. It can threaten that. Is that the route I want to go? Because we're looking at taking, what, 2 a turn from this? So we've got 6 turns to find an answer. I don't think I can sit on this. I think I need to try to break the game open now. That gives us most of another turn until they hit another land and can start pinging twice with that. I would love to draw 7 cards, and I would love for this to be dead. If this is actually their attack, we're drawing the 7 cards. Yeah, I didn't think they wanted to attack there. I still have to trade off crap with them, because this is what's killing me currently. I also think I'm supposed to jam in front of this guy, too. which kind of sucks, but we're trading it for a 2/2 flyer or a 2/3 flyer, none of which do anything on this board currently. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they attacked with it, but this looks like a reasonable block to me. Because we've just got to find a way to stabilize. And I'd love for them to hit me with that Dragon Mage. Well, I say I'd love for them to hit me with it, but would I actually? There are no planes left in my deck. That's unfortunate. They could potentially mill me out with a Wheel of Fortune Dragon. And I don't think I can take another hit from it, which is really awkward. Yeah, we drew a lot of air. Okay. I guess we're taking 8. There's still a swamp left in it. My God, that's so many big things. I think we're in serious danger. As soon as they realize they can attack me. Because I can't survive another hit from that. I'll draw out my deck. Yeah, they can't attack me with everything. So this is a pretty easy chomp. I'm trying to decide what we do about the others, because I can't take it. Ideally, I would trade this here, but I can't take the damage in the air either. I think I still have to do something like this and take the 4. Yeah, I'm going to need a good draw here. Triumphant Surge is a pretty good draw, because this is what I was worried about, and now I'm not. I still don't have any attacks, but neither do they. Problem is I mill first, but not by much. I like this attack. Yeah, the 4-3 pinger probably would have killed me by now. But this attack I can get behind. This attack I can definitely get behind. Phew, saved by the bell. Alright, YouTube, we'll see you for round 2. Welcome back to round 2, oh viewers of YouTube. This has potential. It has a lot of potential. Because worst case scenario, we can go Skyblade into draw 2. Feels like Ixalan Limited, huh? Alright. We got answers for that. Alright, I'll trade it now. Yeah, Pioneer's a fine draw here. We'll need some of the flyers, but at this point we can start getting some value off of the compass too. The 4-4 will be a little bit of a pain in the Tookus, but we can survive it. I'm halfway considering just gang blocking it, but at 24 I don't see a huge reason to. Okay, combo. I can get another activation off of this next turn, and then transform it, because I don't think I need it yet. I should have attacked for 1 there. But I was considering gang blocking one of these tokens, which I think I might like to do. A combat trick would be a little rough here. That's the one that proliferates. It doesn't seem like that much of a problem right now, because I've got blocks for all of this. Yeah, we'll go to 12. Because that's the last time it's got an attack. They must have something with counters in here. I wonder what it is. Maybe? Doesn't look like it fits with most of the rest of the deck, though, but it could be. Good day, Terrell. Ajani would be terrifying. Any Planeswalker would be terrifying. I don't think we did. I'm nervous about what they're doing now. And we're flooding out pretty hardcore. Oh, that's what they're doing. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, they can't really kill us with it. Do I want more walls? Kinda. I could also just get a 1/4. A 1/4 looks pretty good on this board, too. But more life and more walls seems okay. I guess we probably just want the 1/4, though. I'm not really sure how to beat that. I can't kill it. I guess I have to overwhelm them. It's like, this doesn't work, it's indestructible. The good news is I've got a lot of flyers we can put together. We just need, I guess, time to build a huge board of flyers. Two is very sus. Two Sanguine Glorifiers? I don't think that's very sus. Oh, I could do this at instant speed. I don't know why I didn't. I think I probably still do it now, but... Consigned to Oblivion deals with it as long as they're still playing out their cards. That may actually be our answer. I don't think I'm ready to trade off my flyers yet. It's just bringing them more flyers. Like, it's going to hit for 3 regardless. Maybe they move it. That'd be swell. This is not working out perfectly for me. Consign to Oblivion is probably the best draw we can get. Our Ravens wouldn't be terrible either. I may have to trade off the Shepherd at this point. Or trade with the Shepherd at this point. Because like the life total's getting low and I want to have enough to play with when we hit Ravens. I really need them to not be holding stuff. Oh, lordy. So now I can deal with Zapatla, and this can deal with that, I guess. This doesn't have trample. I'll just chump it this round. Did you win your round, Renan? Really need Revenge of the Ravens, and I don't have it. I can probably win this if we're able to hit it. That Consign to Oblivion trick isn't going to work again. I mean, I've got a deck full of 3/4 flyers. We should be able to find them. Okay, this starts putting things a bit under control. Except now that's lethal too. Good grief. I'd really like to stop flooding now. I don't think I have a choice but to gang block this, which is kind of stinky dinky. I don't know why they didn't make it flying. If they top decked a removal spell or a combat trick, I'm kind of out of this. Oh, many lands. I think that's all the land. No, I think I may have one more land left. I want to block like this. Can I do that? I'm taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I can. I mean, again, this is indicative of a combat trick, but it's what I got. I have to draw Revenge of the Ravens. I think this is it, because we had 7 of each of the main colors. So there's 8 cards left that are Big Flyers and Revenge of the Ravens. But this just leaves me well and thoroughly dead. The reason I blocked the way I did last time is the 1/1s are irrelevant if we draw Revenge of the Ravens. But we didn't. The good news is, I suppose, they don't know we have that for the next go-round, so if there's enchantment removal in their size board, which green-white usually has a lot of, there's really no reason for them to think about bringing it in against us. We did see multiple targets for disenchant for us, from the Luminous Bonds to the tokens from the Master Splicer. So we know we've got at least 2 targets for a disenchant. I'm kind of interested in that. They might bring it in for the compass, but that's a little risky. Because if the compass has already been fully activated, kind of have lost your value there. But I think I do want our disenchant. We're a little heavy on the creatures. I think I can probably do without, what, something in here? Maybe the Pterodon again. But I think we're going to need to hit Revenge of the Ravens. My mom knitted me a beanie a while back, so I've got one. I use it when I go outside. I don't really need it in the house yet, but I might as it gets cooler. This is a terrible opener, but we're keeping it. Because we could mulligan and hit a lot worse than this. Need that. So value achieved. Value achieved. I don't think I necessarily want to rig hauler this turn. What's up, nobody? You reckon they've got something to deal with this? I didn't see anything at instant speed that did from them. I think we just got clear attacks and we're on the beat down. I don't super care about the 2 damage. Because they're going to have to do something to these, or we win. We can kind of blow out a combat trick here. That's all they're looking to do? Okay, sure. That'll do, pig. That was a much better draw. It's nice when we draw the flyers. I wonder if we could use the battlefield promotion. I mean, there's times where we could, but I still don't think I like it here overall. I think this is what I need. What skin did you open, Adam? It'll work for me. Ice Paladin? That sounds pretty cool. I'm going to end up having to bounce that. I think now is a reasonable enough time. We knew they had the glorifiers, so it makes sense to wait till their turn. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to bounce any of their other creatures, though, is the challenge here. So I think I'm going to fire off the winged words. I'm going to let him put another counter on something before we bounce again. My only way to deal with their big burb is through me having the land thingy. So I'm a little concerned about that too. I really don't want to bounce that glorifier. I guess I don't care if they build their own 3/2. And if I bounce it, I've got the ability to trade this off for that. So that's probably our safest bet. Because I feel like we're trying to stabilize here first. Returning the training? Okay. It's probably the worst case scenario, but I don't have to bounce it now. I can just be like, sure. What company is Panda? I don't think I know much about Panda. This is terrifying. They are probably killing me. I'm going to have to just kill this and go to a very low life total. which is not really what I want. This is ever so slightly terrifying. Yeah, sure. Link away. I will check them out. That is unfortunate. We may just be dead here. Stellaris is the space. Oh yeah, we are just dead here. I don't have anything for 1 mana that does anything here, do I? I may as well look and pretend we have a Slash of Talons, but I know we don't. Where have you been all my life? There's no revenge for these ravens. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want another turn. Oh, that was rough. That was really rough. Good games to Destiny Trigger. We got wrecked. All right, y'all, say goodbye to YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, thank you very much for watching the video. If you'd like to participate in Chaos Drafts or watch them live or watch Battle for Zendikar, I guess it's not Battle for Zendikar, Zendikar Rising drafts, you can do so at www.twitch.tv/Semulin. Thank you for tuning in.